Today I want to give 3 reasons why I think foreigners think Korean people are kind of cute. Now first I gotta explain what I mean by cute, because English kind of has 2 meanings of cute. There's the first meaning, which means kind of like attractively cute. Someone who's kind of pretty, especially a girl who's kind of pretty, and you romantically like her, so you say she's cute. You know, like me and my friend are sitting there and a pretty girl walks by and say, oh, she looks kind of cute. Or my friend introduces me to her, to his or her friend, and I say, oh, can you give me your friend's, I don't know, email address or something? I don't know. Like, she's kind of cute. That kind of cute. That's not the kind of cute I'm talking about. I'm talking about the more traditional, classical kind of cute, which is like for like a little kid, like when you see a baby, oh baby, you're so cute. Oh, you know, like Korean people love cute stuff too. So I mean, you guys understand the meaning of cute that I'm rolling with here. So that's what I'm talking about when I say Korean people to foreigners are kind of cute, in that kind of childlike way. I want to say, like, you have to understand that cuteness is an evolutionary biological trait. Humans are made to think children and babies are cute because it makes us want to see that they're vulnerable and we want to protect them. Evolutionarily, they're our future. They're our genes' future, and that's what we're trying to do as animals, is pass on our genes. So we are evolutionarily made to see a baby and go like, you know, stay away, this thing's precious, and like really like them and have some attraction to them. Now, Korean people end up mimicking this a little bit. You know, any adult, it doesn't have to be a Korean person or whatever. Adults in general sometimes accidentally mimic this, and it ends up looking cute to everyone. And Korean people kind of naturally do this for 2 big reasons. The first reason is Korean people generally don't understand our humor that much. And because they don't understand it, they look kind of like a kid. And number 2, Korean people don't speak English perfectly. So they end up speaking English a little broken, and that kind of looks like a kid, and then it ends up looking kind of cute. So the first one I'm talking about is like our humor. Now, Americans and European people, I think Korean people do it too, but it's just not nearly as much. And you guys are, because you guys don't do as much as us, you guys are not as practiced as we are in it. But basically, our humor is you kind of tell a crazy lie just very casually. Your face has to look very serious. You're not going like, ha ha ha. The whole point is that you look very serious, you tell this lie, and then the lie is so crazy that it's kind of funny. It's like, oh, that's too much of a crazy lie. And sometimes if you tell this crazy lie and the person listening doesn't understand that it's a lie, you kind of got them. It's kind of funny. It's like, what? You believe that? Ah, it's kind of a bit of a prank. Yeah, it's kidding around, right? 장난 하다, right? That kind of thing. And we do it all the time, so we're very used to it. And Korean people don't do as much, so they end up believing the thing, and then you're like, oh my God, you believe that? That's kind of, it looks like a child because it's kind of naive that you don't get it. Now, the best thing to do is give you an example. I met these 2 Austrian girls in Korea, and I just met them in the street, and they were drinking some beer in the street, and I said, what's up? And we ended up hanging out for like 3 or 4 days. Like the whole trip they were here, we just hung out every day, at least a little bit. And of course, like while they were here, I was telling them all this stuff about Korea and Korean culture, and that's fun for me to tell foreigners who know nothing about Korea a little bit about Korea. And I hope it was kind of fun for them to hear my little inside scoop on things about Korean people and about Korean culture and everything. And I told them about how like Korean people generally don't get these jokes a lot. Like they kind of don't get it. And they didn't believe me. They thought like, come on, you're exaggerating. Like everyone gets these jokes. They're natural. It's basically how a lot of Americans and Europeans just talk all the time. We kind of go like, you know, somebody says like, how did you get to Korea? And you go like, oh, I swam here. And they go like, oh, that was so stupid, right? Just, it's not even a joke really. It's just how we talk. And obviously swam to Korea is obviously a joke, right? But there'll be things in the middle that Korean people don't get. So these 2 Austrian girls actually knew this other Korean guy. And I didn't know him. I only knew him through these 2 Korean girls. And he only knew me through them. So like we didn't know much about each other. And one day we're all 4 hanging around. And we're talking. And then finally the Korean guy just asked me, hey, Gede, how do you know these 2 girls? I said, yeah. One day we were walking down the street. I just made eye contact with them. And I said, and then they came running over. And then he just said, wow, you're so handsome. Now, obviously, this is a lie. No, I'm not that handsome that I can just go to girls and go, and they come running up to me. This is very obvious to any foreigner, if I said that, they know it's a joke. But because he didn't quite get it, he kind of looks like a little kid. And he goes, ooh, that's kind of amazing. And I know Korean people do this to little kids too. I think everyone does this to little kids, where like a little kid is like, 4 or 5 year old and goes like, hey, what's your job? And I'll tell them something like, I'm a space cowboy. And they're like, what? A space cowboy? That's amazing. And because, if I say it to an adult, they're like, this guy's either joking or he's insane. That's not funny. But when a kid believes it, it's kind of like cute, and you're kind of messing with them. You go like, oh, that's amazing. That's not cute. And Korean people end up kind of doing this as well. Korean people end up kind of going like, wow, you just winked at them and they came running over. And it's funny because the girls I don't want to say they're offended. They gave him a pass because they understand he doesn't kind of understand this kind of joking, but they're kind of offended that they think they're just these girls who go walking around whenever they see a guy go, they come running over, right? So it was definitely like a kind of a cultural miscommunication, but it did end up making him look kind of cute to all of us. And it's a very good example of what I mean by Korean people not getting the kind of jokes we do. So that ends up looking kind of cute. Now, one of the reasons that Korean people don't get these jokes is because you guys don't do them as much. But the other reason is the language barrier. Like, that guy didn't speak English perfectly, so I can understand sometimes when I make these jokes, the Korean person just doesn't understand what I'm saying, and they just kind of go like, oh, nice, good job. And they don't know what's going on. But I have a lot of friends who speak English perfectly. I have a lot of Korean friends who lived in America as children, or just people who study a lot and are really good at English. And they also don't get the jokes, not because of their English, but just because of the culture that they grew up in. Korean people don't say a lot of these jokes. But the English thing is definitely a thing, and sometimes the inability to speak English also ends up being kind of cute, because this looks like a child, right? Children don't speak their language, their native language, perfectly until they're like 6 or 7 or something. So we associate this with a child. When someone can't speak perfectly, even if their accent's just messed up or they use the wrong words, you go, well, that's kind of adorable. Like when I speak Korean, what I've been told is that sometimes it's kind of cute, especially when I was first starting off. It was almost impossible to have a conversation because the Koreans go, you're so cute. I'm like, no, shut up, stop saying that. They need to progress and keep talking. I'll let you can see some videos where I'm speaking Korean. I'll let you be a judge of how cute my Korean is. But it's just a natural trait that when you speak a language imperfectly, you look like a child, and thus you look kind of cute. I don't have any great examples, but especially if it's with maybe a Korean girl I'm dating or something, and we're walking along the street and she just goes, oh, I'm scared. And it's like, that seems really childlike to us, because I know in Korean you could just say 무서워, right? You could just say one word and that ends up being a sentence. But in English, you have to say the whole fucking sentence. You say, I am scared. I find that scary. This thing is scaring me. You have to say a whole sentence. And when you don't, it sounds kind of childlike, and it can come off kind of cute. And also, let's be real, Korean girls are very good at playing up their cuteness. So I think sometimes they know they're being cute. So they go, oh, scared. And then they're being even more cute. But honestly, I think most foreigners find this disingenuous cuteness where someone's trying to be cute very unappealing. But anyway, nevertheless, a lot of Korean people, even some guys, when they say English incorrectly, I find it kind of cute. And I think a lot of foreigners find it kind of cute. So in the end, I think in general, Korean people, these are just 2 reasons. I think there's other reasons too. I might make another video about it. But in the end, I think a lot of foreigners find Korean people to be kind of cute because, number one, you guys don't get our kind of messing around, our kidding around, joking style, which makes you guys look like children, makes you look kind of cute. And number 2, your English ends up not being perfect, so you kind of sound like a child, which makes you end up looking kind of cute. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you hate this video, give it a thumbs down. If you love me or hate me, hit the subscribe button. Please leave comments. Maybe you think I'm being derogatory and saying like, Korean people are children, ha 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 ha, right? Maybe you totally agree with me and go like, oh yeah, I could see how foreigners would find us cute because we seem like a child in that way. Whatever it is, please leave comments below. Remember, these videos come out every Friday at 7 p.m. So if it's 7 p.m., it's after Friday. A new videos come out, and you should check it out. And of course, please remember, have a super most awesome day.
창화 그리고 김유리 덕분에 저는 이런 영상을 만들 수 있습니다. 여러분의 지원 덕분에 이번 영상을 제작할 수 있었습니다.